So paper chromatography is something that labs quite often use to actually figure out what type of ink is in a pen, to identify a certain pen, to see what was used to write a letter, to maybe write a ransom note or a threatening letter that has been sent. And this is not the only way, but it's one of the easiest ways and least expensive ways to identify different inks in pens or markers. And it uses it uses paper and alcohol to separate the mixtures found in the ink to figure out what type of ink you have, because every ink pen, actually, every different type has a different chemical mixture, and that can narrow down who may have written the letter or who could have had access to that type of ink to help you at least narrow down your suspects. So paper chromatography is what we're going to be using, and you'll be separating different ink samples to find one in particular. So black ink is actually it's actually kind of unique in that it's made by mixing together quite a few different color chemicals. And you guys have probably noticed that when you maybe you color with several different shades of marker, or even paint with several different colors of paint, the chemicals come together and make a much darker color. And it's the same thing with black ink. And if you look at the little paper that we have in this image below, you can see that there is a dot of ink and the liquid level is creeping up the paper. And as it does so, it actually separates that ink apart, and you can see the components that make up that color. So chromatography can separate this mixture of colored chemicals so you can see what the ink is actually made from. Each pen company actually produces their own black ink using their own secret mixture of colored chemicals. This means that if you left some behind at a crime scene, you can use paper chromatography to identify what kind of pen was used, therefore what manufacturer it was, and what was used to write the note. So this is an example of class evidence. Make sure you are aware this is class evidence. It is not individual. Remember at the beginning, I told you this was going to be really important, and as we go on, I'm going to continue to remind you of that. So how you do this is you're going to take a sample of black pen ink, and then you're going to take the ink sample and put it at the bottom of the strip of coffee filter, and you're going to actually mark it with pencil. Make sure you mark it with pencil. If you mark it with another type of ink, it will mess up your results. So you're going to place the strip of paper, or even you can use coffee filters too, into the solvent, which is an alcohol solution. And you're going to wait for the paper to absorb the solvent and watch the ink chemicals separate apart. You're going to mark where the liquid level ends. That's what the solvent is. It's the liquid level. And then you're going to mark the chemicals colors as they move up the paper and the coffee filter, and we're going to measure those later. So based on how many chemicals, which are the colors, and how far the chemicals move from the starting point, this can help you determine what pen that was used. Remember, class evidence. So this is class evidence. To remember the type of pen that was, or to determine the type of pen that was used, you must calculate the RF value. The RF value is the ratio of the distance traveled by the chemical color to the distance of the solvent. So here we have an example where we have several different colors that have come from an ink source. And in order to determine how far they have moved, so you're going to take for the blue, so we'll just say blue. Sorry, I'm trying to do this on my little whiteboard over here on to the right. So you would take, so it is 8 centimeters that it has traveled, and you would divide that by 10. For the purple, I'm just going to put a P here so I don't have to write out the whole thing. You would do 6 divided by 10. For the yellow, I'm going to put a Y here for the yellow. You would do 2 divided by 10. Now, I do actually want you guys to work this out on your note packet on the side of your paper. So I'm going to go ahead and punch these into my calculator. So 8 divided by 10 is, if I can actually get this to work, is 0.8. Sorry, that's sloppy. So that is a point there. 0.8. For the purple, you wind up with 0.6. And for the yellow, it is a 0.2. Okay? And so that is an example that I have done for you. Also, you need to do it in your notes. And here we are with the actual equation. So in order to find RF value, which is what we've done over here, you have to take the chemical distance, that's the distance the chemical itself actually traveled, and divide by the solvent distance, and that gives you the RF value. So what is the chemical distance measurement and solvent distance measurement? So the chemical distance measurement is how far the particular color traveled. So as you can see here, we did it for blue, so that was the chemical that created the color blue. And then we have the color purple, the chemical that created the color purple, and the same thing for yellow. The solvent distance is how far the solvent, the liquid, traveled up the paper. And if we go back, you can see the solvent is at the top, then we have the blue at 8 centimeters, the purple at 6, and the yellow at 2. So here's another example. So let me clear my board. So if you look here, we have another example where the solvent moved from 66 millimeters, and then the red dye here moved at 57, and then the pink moved at 32. So we would take for the red dye, so I'm going to label that R, it moved 57, and we need to divide that by the 66. For the pink dye, so I'm going to label that P, we need to take 32 and divide that by 66. So punching that into my calculator, I have red equaling 0.86, and then our pink here. This equals 0.48. So there's another example for you. So when you actually go to do this, you're going to have to measure your paper and measure the strip. So you want to actually make your ink spot a little bit above where you're going to stick it into the water or the liquid. And then you're going to mark your ink spot, and then you're going to color across that with pencil. Make sure you're doing that with pencil. Then you're going to watch as the liquid level travels up, and then you will measure the highest point on each of your colors, your chemical levels. So mark how you would measure the measurements of these chemicals. Measure from the bottom of the ink spot to the top of the color. So you would start where the ink was and then measure up to the top of the chemical color. So you see here 1 stops at the top of the yellow, 2 stops at the top of the pink, and then 3 stops at the top of the blue. And then I want you guys to actually practice this and then see what you get, and then come back and I'll give you another video that has the answers on it. Okay? So go ahead and practice. Make sure you realize your solvent measurement is 38. Move these out of the way. Your yellow is 99. Your pink is 30. And your blue is 38. And I want you to go ahead and practice this and then come back and see what the answers are. See if you're correct. Okay? So that will be in the next video.